Assassins, swift and cunning. In the corner of your eye, you catch a glimpse of white cloak. Then suddenly, your boredom is erased from history. Take a seat and relax, because you've tuned your ears into the GeekVerse. Geeks Creed Episode 4, featuring your host, Taylor Field, and featuring special guest and epic narrator, Reuben Olsen.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we're here, our 4th episode of Geeks Creed, as you heard, and we have a ton of information. There's so much news that dropped. It's unbelievable. Movie news, game news, everything. And at the end of the episode, we have a special little thing I'm going to toss off towards Reuben here. It's going to be a great little laugh. But anyway, so we're going to kickstart with movie news. So basically, Ubisoft released a little video, and it basically shows stuntman legend Damien Walters. He's Michael Fassbender's stunt double, basically, and he's performing that leap of faith on the movie for Assassin's Creed. And it's 125 feet.
That's pretty high.
It is really high.
I don't think I could stomach that.
I don't think anyone could. I mean, at least not for 35 years, apparently. That's what they said.
That's how long it's been since the last one?
Yeah.
Dang.
I don't know what the conditions were of that last one or why they did it.
That'll be an exciting thing to go to the movie for.
Just for that.
Yeah.
That alone. That's why I bought my
I'm taking a leap of faith that the movie will be good, so you know.
Yeah, literally. The video, though, definitely go check it out. It's an awesome video. Damien Walters, it's neat because it shows basically how he's adjusting his body to this leap. He's going up slowly, like starts off 10 feet, then goes up to like 50 feet, higher and higher and higher. And to see someone that high jump off and land in this tiny little blow-up thing at the bottom, that's pretty intense. Yeah, and you have to land properly too, because if you're going for it and you land on the wrong way on your neck or something, well then...
Oh, yeah, you'd be gone.
Yeah, you need a new stunt double.
You'd have to watch the video real close and see the, like, wheelbarrow where they're throwing the bodies of the other stunt doubles. This Damien guy, he was just lucky to be the last one to go and survive.
Yeah, no doubt. His video also showed a priest or very important political figure. I'm not sure who he is. I don't recognize him, but actually shows him holding the apple of Eden. And this is the first appearance that we get to see of that the apple in any of the footage or pictures so far.
And that's confirmation that it's going to be an element in the movie now.
It's definitely confirmation. Before it was just rumors. You hear like, oh yeah, it's on the set or whatever, but not actually see it in the film like that was really, really cool. So it definitely brings in that connection with the other assassins in the games, like Ezio and stuff. So it's really cool to see the universe really full on, like heading full on with everything else.
It's bringing itself together here, yeah.
That's what I was trying to say. I couldn't get there though.
There you go.
So with that out, I'm really hoping a new trailer is on the way. I'm thinking we should probably get one more before December because we only have a couple. It
feels like it's time for a new trailer.
It definitely does.
They have to do something to bring back the interest now that it's been a few months, right?
Exactly. Especially now that people have forgotten that song. So
let's not bring that up again.
No. There was an article that surfaced on Entertainment Weekly on the Assassin's Creed movie. Basically, it was listing how the Assassin's Creed movie is going to feature characters from the video game series. And I know we talked about that before, but the neat thing here is the movie's production armorer, Wild Goose, basically was stating how they're designing these weapons from the games for the movie. So they basically get to look at these characters and go into such detail of their wrist blades and their throwing knives and stuff, and work with Ubisoft and actually recreate them in real life to the like exact detail, spot on, scratch, everything. And that just like I love cosplaying when I can. What do you think about that?
It's weapon porn. I can't wait to watch that.
It is weapon porn. It's really, really awesome, especially as a fan, to know that Ubisoft is putting such care into this story like that. Other thing also out of that too is that we get to we get to know that these assassins from the games are coming into the movie. And aside from the ones we mentioned on previous podcasts, it's neat that they do actually state that they're not main characters from the games, but we get to see very famous characters that fans will remember and very much enjoy. So how do you feel about that?
Depends on which characters they're going to be including in total. I mean, it's going to come down to who's really recognizable. Is this going to change the story by maybe making us assume certain things about a character's backstory or plot? Like, hey, this is what happened in the games with these characters. Is it going to be the same in the movies now, or is it going to be different? Or are they going to be like just supporting characters that show up here and there and they're not really important, I'll have to wait and find out.
Are you very familiar with some of the side characters in the games that you've played?
And the ones that I've played? Mm-hmm. I mean, there's like the important characters, and I don't know all their names, but I know that there's the assassin. No, I'm joking. there's like the girl in the first movie who's kind of like with you some of the times, and then Assassin's Creed 2, she like comes with you on the escape, and then spoilers happen to her later, and then there's the guy from the first game who's like the bad guy. There's those characters. I wonder if they're going to throw in characters that are that important, or if they're going to throw in like, hey, here's Leonardo da Vinci. Mm-hmm. He's here. He's overviewing this thing, making an invention. Look how cool that is. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I would love to know if Leonardo da Vinci was in it. From what I gathered, it does take place in the same time span, age as Ezio does, that 15th century.
Mm-hmm. Well, there's a good chance of him appearing then.
There is a good chance, yeah. That would be an ultimate Easter egg.
The ultimate Easter egg would be Ezio, but
well, that wouldn't even be an Easter egg. That would just be like heaven. I don't know. The step up from Easter egg.
The end of the movie, your main assassin character comes out, Michael Fassbender's standing there, and Ezio walks in on stage, and his wrist blades come out, and he starts running towards him, and then credits roll.
I would never leave that theater. I would be in shock and awe.
You would wait until the second movie comes out before you could.
I would wait in that theater until the second movie comes out. I would never leave. That would be absolutely fantastic. Another bit of movie news, and something that you got to read before we started recording. It's very, very sad. Not for us, though. We're okay. But for our friends across the sea there in London, Britain, UK, some bad news. Basically, the film's release date has been moved back to next year. Now, don't jump to conclusions. Don't think, it's coming out way, way, way later, like the end of 2017 or anything like that. It's coming out on January 1st, 2017 in UK cinemas. Which, I mean, it's not that bad. I personally think it's a good idea because here in the North American market, you have that same week Rogue One coming out, and I think it's Passengers with Chris Pratt and I can't remember her name. So there's a lot of competition coming that same week for Assassin's Creed. And I know Assassin's Creed, the reason why they picked December 21st is to stick with that aspect of the game where that was the end of the world prophecy in the game. So they're not budging. And to compete with Star Wars is pretty bold. So I think moving it like further along by 1 week in the UK could actually have a lot of benefit for it. What do you think about that?
Oh, definitely. I mean, if Star Wars and everything else is coming out at the same time in the UK, people are going to go to that. Millions of people are just going to go watch those movies instead. But if they are given a week to come see Assassin's Creed, get their mind off of Star Wars and everything else, you'll get more people coming to it, Here, well, it's going to be the Assassin's Creed fans that go see it on release day. Everyone else is going to be in Star Wars.
Are you going to be one of those people who's going to... You have enough money for one movie ticket.
Oh, shit.
For the month. Are you gonna drop it on Star Wars, or you going to go see Assassin's Creed?
That comes down to what my fiance wants. I'm sorry. Let's say that wasn't a factor. Star Wars. Star Wars, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, with one ticket, I'm going to go watch Star Wars, and I'm going to like come out with the smokers and come back in and bleed into the Assassin's Creed movie. So I'll get to watch both with one ticket.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
So you say it's whatever your fiance wants to watch. So I guess then with that being applied, you have enough money for two tickets, one for you and one for your fiance to go see. So in that scenario, you could buy your fiance a ticket for Assassin's Creed, and you could buy yourself a ticket for Star Wars, and then you could use your fiance's ticket to go see.
She'd rather see Star Wars, but yes,
Star Wars.
That's what I'll do. I'll buy an inflatable blow-up doll, and I'll dress it up to look like Darth Vader or something, and I'll send it into the theater with her. And I'll sit down next to her, and then I'll just casually get up and just move the body double into my seat, walk away.
And go see Assassin's Creed.
Yep.
Yeah, that sounds like a good plan. It's definitely a trade up. Probably not. No, I if it was my choice, I'd probably pick Assassin's Creed over Star Wars. As painful as that would be, Star Wars has a nostalgic feeling, but Assassin's Creed has just always been there for me. When I was going through high school, I could just turn back and be like, Ezio, you have my back. I have yours. We've gone on this 3-game journey together. So, but anyways, moving on from that. So we're going to move into some game news now. So a few months ago, they kind of hinted at a possible Assassin's Creed Ezio trilogy coming out. And just recently now, Ubisoft dropped the official trailer for the trilogy. I am more than pumped for this 3 set of games, or these 3 games coming out. Basically, it's Assassin's Creed 2, Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, and Revelations. It's coming out for PS4 and Xbox One. Now, you've played at least 2 and a bit of Brotherhood, right? Or was it just 2?
No, it was just 2 and then 3 that I played a bit of.
Oh, okay.
I haven't played the other sequels to Ezio's story yet.
So seeing this trilogy coming out with a little bit of an enhanced graphics and all that sort and all the DLC.
I think I would definitely buy it, and I'd probably just jump right into Brotherhood and Revelations if I can skip 2. If they have to make you play through the beginning, maybe at some point in the future then, but not right away.
So we're trying to find a price earlier, and we found like $60. Do you think that's a bit steep for remake?
Yes.
Yeah? Why is that?
I won't lie about that. That's steep. Even if it is a bundle of 3 games, there are 3 old games that everyone's already played, and the graphical tweak, looking at the trailer, and the trailer itself was amazing. I kind of wish that was the movie, but the graphical upgrade just didn't do it for me. That's not extra $60 right there. You could spend $20 to get the Ezio trilogy on PS3. The same graphics and kind of a subpar frame rate, same games. Why would I pay $60? I guess it is on the new consoles. Maybe it does have a better frame rate, but I would wait for the price to drop before I pick those up. Because that $60 could be applied to a new game that I have never played before.
That is very true. Do you think your good old pal Gabe might offer you it at a discount price of 15% off?
If it comes out on Steam.
I think it most likely will. Steam and PC are usually not left behind when it comes to Ubisoft. It is nice to know that even though it is $60, you do get all the DLC and the 2 short films. Does that sway your mind in any way?
No.
No?
To be honest, no, it really doesn't.
No.
It's nice that it's coming out, but they'd have to offer more to make me pay $60. That's Star Wars, Assassin's Creed movie, and much, much more. That's popcorn for the theater and drinks. That's so much for the viewing experience of the movie instead of just paying $60 and replaying some games.
That is very true.
Which I already own.
Also does not come with multiplayer support. That is another downside. But I mean, it makes sense because Ubisoft, they're not focusing on the multiplayer aspect anymore. Brotherhood and Revelations had multiplayer. 2 didn't. Brotherhood, I absolutely love the multiplayer.
I only played multiplayer in 3.
Only in 3?
Yeah.
What did you think of that?
I thought it was great because it was the only Assassin's Creed multiplayer experience that I've had. But it was great fun. I loved it.
Do you think that's something they should have brought back, just not in like Revelations, but just for the heck of it?
If they did that, if they brought back like a super enhanced anniversary style type Assassin's Creed multiplayer experience, not just from the games, but like a whole new multiplayer, like a whole new game, then I would definitely pick it up. That would be the incentive for me to go buy that. It'd be like, hey, here's the game, and here's 3 bonus games with better graphics for $60 and all their DLCs and these movies. That would be it. That's what they would have to do.
See, this trilogy, it's definitely something that probably would have sold better if they attached it onto another Assassin's Creed game or something like that. Like, if you look at Call of Duty Infinite Warfare, they're adding on Modern Warfare 1 remastered. So that's more of like an incentive. You have to pay a little bit more, but I mean, if they release this a brand new Assassin's Creed game next year and they were throwing on the Ezio trilogy for another $60 on top of that, then I'd probably feel a little more inclined.
For another $60 on top of it?
Actually, that's probably a bit of an exaggeration. Let's say about like $20.
Yeah, there you go. Like a pre-order bonus kind of a deal. A collector's edition as well. That kind of stuff. They need to throw in a sweet statue too.
A sweet statue?
Yeah.
They used to throw in statues with their collector's editions up until Syndicate, they kind of stopped with that. They sold the statues separately. Unity, I got a statue.
But 2 Brotherhood and Revelations all had something too, right?
2 had a statue with it. Brotherhood had a really cool Jack in the Box, and you put the key in and turn it, and out comes either the Doctor or the Harlequin with like knives out, ready to assassinate. Really, really cool.
See, what they should do with the trilogy is they should include those old pre-order bonuses, the old statues and stuff, with better graphics.
Better graphics, yeah.
In real life.
Oh, that would be a huge incentive for me to want to go out and spend more money, because I'm a huge sucker for these kind of collectibles for Assassin's Creed. When I see like the statues or like the busts or anything like that in the Ubisoft workshop, I'm just a huge sucker for it.
I know. I'm always worried I'm going to be assassinated when I go over to your place.
Well, you'll never know what kind of new Assassin's Creed stuff I'll have hanging on the walls.
I'll never see it coming.
No, you'll never see it coming. So earlier this year, Ubisoft confirmed that there would not be another Assassin's Creed game happening, obviously. But it is nice that we are at least getting, even though it is a remake, we are getting this trilogy box set of Ezio games. So that's kind of nice to fill in the void there alongside the movie. However, in 2017, they did confirm that we are getting another Assassin's Creed. They are trying to move away from their annual releases, and the next Assassin's Creed is supposed to be set in Egypt and is codenamed Empire. It is supposedly to be a revamp of the entire series, featuring a Witcher-style playfield with player progression and a free-form combat system.
Okay, so you play as Moses, and you get to make potions and part water. That would be amazing. I need that. It would be like from when he's growing up with his Egyptian brothers. They're like separating and going away. And then he comes back and assassinates them. How amazing would that be?
But I don't know. They haven't dropped a time period yet, so I don't know if...
That's the first thing I thought of when I thought of Egypt, though.
I think you should pitch that to them. Parting the Red Sea.
Parting the Red Sea as Moses flies through it with his hidden blades out. Just right to Pharaoh.
What time period do you think they would probably go for in Egypt?
See, that's the problem, though. I mean, with Egypt, there's only really one time period, and that time period is Egypt. Pyramids, sphinxes, slaves.
Do you think it could be around that time, like building the pyramids? Or do you think it'll be more of like a modern, not so much modern, but maybe more, I don't know much about Egyptian history. I don't know how many armies have gone in. Like, if Rome, I think Rome's probably gone. It could be like Roman time.
Oh, I know I invaded them in Rome Total War, but... I don't know how accurate that was.
It's a fair assumption.
It's a fair assumption, yes.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what time period they're really going for in Egypt. I do know that in Assassin's Creed 2, and I think Brotherhood, when you go into your uncle's state, Monteriggioni, I think it is, and you have to unlock Altair's armor down below in that... cellar, and you have to get like 6 keys or whatever, and you see 6 assassin statues. Mm-hmm. One of them is actually an Egyptian assassin. Looks really, really cool. There's a lot of other...
That would be some neat foreshadowing if we get to play as that assassin.
It would be. And Ubisoft actually, they're big on the foreshadow, because in Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, at the end of the Leonardo da Vinci disappearance, you get to see... you get to see a little bit of it, not an Easter egg, but it's some technology from those who came before in the game, and basically it shows a globe, and Leonardo's getting all crazy about it, and Ezio's there, but it has 2 locations on it, and one predicts Assassin's Creed 3's location, and then the other location predicted Assassin's Creed Unity's location. And Ubisoft did come forward and confirm that these 2 games were highlighted and foreshadowed in Assassin's Creed Brotherhood. It's really neat to know that.
So do you think the very last Assassin's Creed game will have had foreshadowing in Assassin's Creed 1? And it's just waiting to be discovered?
What do you mean?
Like a detail that fans have missed, maybe at the end of Assassin's Creed 1 with all the writing on the walls and stuff? There's just one little thing there and goes, hey guys, guess what? It's a spoiler for the end of the series.
You know, I wouldn't doubt it. I don't know if they would necessarily do that, but I would not be surprised if they did, because Ubisoft they're really big on these Easter eggs and hiding things. And when I was at FanExpo last week, actually, I went to their Ubisoft Assassin's Creed panel, in their booth, and they were talking about their new.
And they had like an Easter egg basket with eggs, and they were hiding them.
They did. They were hiding.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
That's some dedication.
It is some huge dedication. You had to try not get assassinated by a guy in a rabbit suit. He's running around, carrots coming out of his. But when I was attending the panel, they were discussing about there's a new book series coming out called Assassin's Creed Heresy. It focuses more about the Templar and the Templar kind of style, but basically they showed cover art for it, and they mentioned that there's Easter eggs and hidden things in this, and they didn't say like much about it, but they said, oh yeah, the fans are gonna go crazy just trying to decipher and figure out what's going on in this. So I'm going to pull up the Assassin's Creed Heresy cover here for you. And the book is being written by Christy Golden. And she's done a lot of other projects. I've never read anything else that she's done, but...
Well, this is a start.
It is a start, yeah. I know that Ubisoft was saying they approached her and wanted to know what kind of time period she wanted to do, and she threw out her ideas. But it definitely focuses a lot on the Templars. And, I mean, I'm not... Looking at that cover, I don't really know what I'm looking for. Exactly. I don't know what's.
Well, it's just two halves of faces.
Yeah.
You got a guy, you got a girl in chainmail.
When I look at that, I just see, okay, the guy in the present using the Animus to go and revisit someone in the past.
Oh, hey, it's a guy going back into a female assassin. Maybe. No?
Well, maybe. I mean, that is pretty interesting because how many characters, how many times have we gotten to see that in the game? I mean, aside from Syndicate, I mean, you don't really see you going back in time to play as a female. No, you're smiling a little bit. I'm curious.
Sorry,
to know
I was
why.
just thinking about the guy going back into a girl's body, and it affects him, so he gets the bleeding effect.
Oh my god. Well, that's yet to be in a game.
You know, just
done well.
You get like your typical trilogy, and in the third book, he's very ronery and upset. And it's just that time for him, you know?
It's his DLC time.
Yeah, it's his DLC time. Oh, what if Ubisoft had DLC for these books?
For the books?
Yeah, they just tore out pages and made you pay $10 to come grab them.
Okay, now it's funny you say that because Assassin's Creed 2, as I recall, you get to sequence 11 and then you finish that and it skips to sequence 14 because Ubisoft ripped out sequence 12 and 13 and it had to make you pay for them to get them back in your game as DLC. That's very funny you say that because now if they were to rip a page out of the book, I would not be surprised whatsoever.
Oh, that would be shameless.
Yeah.
You need to spend Uplay points and get the pages like shipped to you.
If it was Uplay points, I'm okay with that. I play a ton of Ubisoft games, so I'm stacked for Uplay points. I got a good few hundred loaded up there, so I can buy a couple nice things every now and then.
Okay.
But Assassin's Creed Heresy, yeah, that's coming out pretty soon actually. And it's good because I'm needing another Assassin's Creed book. I read every time a game comes out, they put out a book for it, and it's been kind of boring because there's no game this year. I got nothing I can read.
Yeah.
I don't read the comics. Are you much of a comic reader?
And sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, it depends on what kind of comic or whatever.
Do Assassin's Creed comics kind of snag your attention at all?
I haven't read any, no.
No?
I think I've seen a few pages posted here and there, and I've looked at them,
Mm-hmm.
but I've never looked up the comics themselves.
Mm-hmm. So another cool thing at FanExpo, I went to a signing at the Ubisoft booth, and Amar Azizia was there, and they were signing comic books. They had a huge stack of all these new comics, and basically they wrote my name on it. They're like, Taylor, welcome to the Sisterhood, because it's a comic series focusing on a female assassin. And I'm like, oh, this is so cool. This huge stack of comic books, all for free, all signed or whatever. Get to take them home with me. But it was really interesting because I also got to speak with Amar and I got to ask him a couple of questions. So I got to ask him like at what point did he jump into Assassin's Creed, because he wasn't there from the start. When he played the first Assassin's Creed, that's what really kind of sucked him into it, and he just fell in love with the series. And so he played it, and he's been on board ever since, and his name is in each of the credits for all the other games. And then I asked him if he still sees Assassin's Creed being around for a very long time and branching off into more different kinds of media and entertainment. And what he said basically, Assassin's Creed is branching out for the next game. They're taking it to a new level and adding a lot more content to make it a unique Assassin's Creed experience unlike the others. And a lot of the things they learned from Syndicate, like having a lot of attention focused on not when you're just riding that stagecoach, but when you see your interactive world around you and two people in a dispute on the sidewalk or something. They're going even further with that and trying to really carry that on and keep that interactive world happening. And I do believe they're going to try and bring over that form of transportation as well, like riding in a horse and carriage and all that. And if it does take place in Egypt, I don't know what they have really, horse carriages over there or what.
Yeah, same kind of deal. Chariots.
Same deal? Okay.
Chariots, like the horses, and then you're standing up with the little things.
Oh, like Roman Colosseum style kind of thing? Yeah.
That kind of deal there.
Okay, then that would be pretty neat to see. Also, another thing I forgot to mention, but at their booth, their panel, when they were talking about the Heresy book coming out, they did also mention how they wanted to branch out into other medias. Now, what do you think about that? Like, what comes to your mind when you hear that?
To other medias, Assassin's Creed is a name I only see on books, a movie, and games. I think they'd have to do something drastic and change the title before they bring it to anything else. Because, I mean, I'm not going to buy Assassin's Creed fruit snacks. Or like Assassin's Creed deodorant.
I hope they don't go that route. When
that's more like merchandise, not really media.
Yeah,
I know. Maybe like some kind of like a radio cast, like a sound. What do you call those? Like an audiobook.
Yeah,
they could do that because they already have the books. I can see that happening, but it depends on what kind of media they're branching out into.
Well, I know how they were basically talking about how people may read the books but not see the movies. They may read the comics but not play the games. They did have one interesting thing that they did say was Netflix had approached them, and it would still be probably a few years before anything happens, but it is something that is being talked about.
I would like to see like a TV series or something, yeah. But if they go the other way and they branch out, they could make Assassin's Creed toilet paper and just give you a copy of Assassin's Creed 3.
Toilet paper with Assassin's Creed 3.
Yeah, it's just the game.
I guess you didn't have a good experience with it?
No.
Oh, poor Connor Kenway. So much hate. There were not a lot of people dressed as him at the convention. I'm not going to lie. There was a lot of every other Assassins, but Connor, he was a little bit scarce.
Oh.
Yeah. So I do feel bad for him. But do you think that the Netflix, if they did go that route, do you think it would carry on? I doubt Michael Fassbender would go for a Netflix series, but do you think it would maybe carry on if a movie can't come off as a sequel? Maybe focus on his character, different actor?
They could do that.
Do you think it would be a totally different assassin again?
With the Assassin's Creed universe, it's so versatile. They could do whatever they wanted. They could carry on. They could pay Michael Fassbender lots of money to make him come on to the Netflix series, or like just get someone totally new. Have Benedict Cumberbatch be a new assassin for all I know. And people will watch that. If it's on Netflix, I mean, you're going to attract a crowd of people that go, hey, I'm just going through the list of all this random B-movie crap. There's a new TV show. Let's watch that. And it just happens to be Assassin's Creed that they picked. And they'll get fans that way.
So Assassin's Creed TV series, does that would that get you excited at all?
Yeah.
Would you feel like it's worth your time?
The games were so cinematic. I definitely want to watch a TV show based on them.
So would you be disappointed if they ended up coming out with a cartoon?
No, I'd still watch that.
Yeah?
But then that's a personal thing. You know me. I watch a ton of cartoons already, so that would just maybe make me even more interested. I'd go, ooh, wonder how they're going to animate some of these scenes. They could have like really, really big leaps of faith instead of a TV series where you have to have the actor do his build-up. I don't think they'd want to do anything as high as the movie. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's open to interpretation of the future. They can do anything.
Have you seen, for example, like Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.? Briefly. Now, that TV series came out alongside when the Avengers, basically. So do you feel if they did release Assassin's Creed Netflix series, do you feel like it may be kind of just low-key and just that sidekick not as good?
Unfortunately, they could do that. I wouldn't want it to be like that. I don't want it to be like the Robin to the Batman movies. Well, hey, who wants to go watch the sidekick on his adventures on Netflix? We could just go and wait for more movies.
Yeah.
No one would do that. And they wouldn't want to sell it as that either. At least with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., I mean, it had a really strong start. Fans were hyped for that because, hey, look, it's this Avengers-themed TV series, and then it just kind of crashed down.
Yeah. One thing, like, if it does become a Netflix series, and if Netflix gets a little bit of control over it, Netflix is pretty dang good at their at what they do. Like, have you seen Stranger Things?
I'm going to. It's on my watch list.
Definitely recommend it. Absolutely awesome.
That's what everyone is telling me at work, and
You won't be disappointed. There's that. There's Jessica Jones. There's Luke Cage coming out. There's all of these different things that Netflix puts out, like Daredevil as well. A lot of those are Marvel, but Netflix is good at what they do. So I mean, I have a lot of faith with if they do get Assassin's Creed put out there. Another thing that Ubisoft also wanted to throw out there was that they do listen to the people. So they hear what the fans say and they read their emails. They get a lot of hate mail. They specify, but they do get some positive mail every now and then. And the people that work on these Assassin's Creed games, they take that with them. And so
it's all the hate they receive. They cling on to the little bit of hope that fans send them. The ones who love the games, they go, hey, we love your games. Mm-hmm. Like the single person raising their hand in a crowd, that's the Assassin's Creed fan base. And then eventually it's 2 hands and 3 hands. And Ubisoft, they just love it. They cling on to it. They grab the fan mail and go, show me what to do for the next game, guys. This is what you want? That'll sell? You got it.
Moses parting the Red Sea. It's really nice to know, and as a fan, it feels better to know that you can have that effect on someone who works on this game franchise that you love so much. I know I can be generally harsh. I know I said some bad things about Assassin's Creed Unity, which I probably shouldn't have.
Well, I can be harsh because I'm not a big fan of Assassin's Creed. I've played some of the games and I really enjoyed them. Mm-hmm. And then I didn't like some parts of them either. They're video games to me. They're exploring these other franchises and I like that. Mm-hmm. So to me, I feel like I can be either way, Depends on what we're talking about, which game here or there,
So you usually start off neutral and then...
Yeah, that's how I go. True neutral.
And that's a good place to stand because, I mean, so many people, they're so hard set on how the Ezio trilogy or the Ezio games were. That's what they love. And so when another Assassin's Creed comes out, they're like, oh, this game's shit. And they just flip out and they boycott it. And it's so stupid. And then when that game comes out and it proves to actually be shit, Assassin's Creed Unity... Well, I didn't have any problems. It was a decent game, but everyone else hated it. It just fuels that anger, and then more hate mail gets sent.
It's a bandwagon.
It's a bandwagon, yeah. But I mean, at least going through something like that, it shakes off all those ridiculous fans who aren't really fans. They just play it for the heck of it. Mm-hmm. But it just goes to show and test your faith as a fan of Assassin's Creed and how much crap you're willing to go through just to get that game done and send in a nice letter or email to Ubisoft. So overall, though, like when I left FanExpo, meeting all these other people, I spent most of my time at the Ubisoft booth. When I walked in there dressed as Altair, one of this staff members there, she's like, oh, hey, I got something for you. And I'm like, oh, cool. And she comes back with a belt buckle with Assassin's Creed logo, and she gives it to me. I'm thinking, that is so cool. And the whole time there, they had quests. So basically, they had cosplayers from the Assassin's Creed movie. They had Aguilar and Maria, the 2 assassins fully dressed up, and you had to get pictures with them. You had to get a picture of yourself doing an assassin pose. You had to get a picture of you and another person dressed as an assassin. And then you had to do a few other things. And then you could hand that in, and then they would do a draw. And they were giving away Turtle Beach headsets, statues, shirts. It was amazing what they were giving away.
That sounds awesome.
Mm-hmm. I didn't win anything.
Oh.
It sucks.
Did you do any of the quests?
I did. They did one quest on one day and then another quest on the second day. I did both quests, didn't win anything either day. 1-0. But to see everyone else come together all dressed up in their Assassin's costumes and to see other people winning these things, like you just feel this really good energy being around these other people that you can relate to and you share the game's experience with. I don't get that really around, or at least around Kelowna. I don't know any other people who are huge diehard fans. It's just overall, it's a really nice experience, and it's nice to know that so many people have stuck with, through all the bad stuff, they've stuck with Ubisoft for all of this. So it's definitely renewed. I don't want to say renewed because it's not really like I lost it, but it's kind of brought back a little bit of my faith and hope that Assassin's Creed is definitely still what it used to be. Even like it still is, but it's a nice feeling to have that feeling back again. I don't know how to word it.
I get it though.
You get it, yeah.
You've got that established hope that the community will continue to move onward and grow and expand and be happy with the games and with the series.
Exactly.
Instead of falling into that bandwagon that we talked about earlier and just utterly destroying themselves and taking Assassin's Creed with it to the point where Ubisoft quits and decides not to continue their games.
Yeah. And I think another thing to really shake that bandwagon is that's why they're skipping, or they're going to start skipping a year. They're not going to do the annual release dates anymore. I know that they did compare themselves to a sports game, actually, which I'm really, really surprised that they even say that. But they actually said Assassin's Creed isn't similar to a sports game that comes out yearly. Assassin's Creed always gets a new built city. So they were really emphasizing how they had to build it from the ground up with the stealth mechanics, combat system, a whole new world. And with Syndicate, it was very difficult to have people off on the sides doing their own thing while you're changing from roof to roof of carriage and all that stuff. But for a sports game, you're basically getting the same basic game mechanics. But for Assassin's Creed, and a lot of people say it's like a COD, it comes out every year. But really it's not, because it's one Ubisoft studio is working on this Assassin's Creed, and then it just so happens the next year this other studio in Spain or Mexico or wherever was working on another Assassin's Creed, and they're both spending like 3 years on their own game, and then they just happen to come out yearly. So it's not like they're just pumping them out. They do put a lot of time and build from the ground up. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, what do you think in that regard? Do you kind of feel like it's kind of like falling in with like a COD kind of, or do you feel that it is true to being built a whole new brand new game with all of its mechanics?
I wouldn't really say that. As far as the sports comparison goes, if the next Assassin's Creed game came out and it was like Assassin's Creed Sports and you were running around playing soccer as Ezio, that would be cool. That'd be funny. That'd be a good joke. Mm-hmm. But the games aren't doing that. They do come out yearly. They are trying to... I see what the fans are saying. And they go, oh, it's like Call of Duty because it comes out every year. And I've thought that sometimes too with some of the games coming out. I go, whoa, a new Assassin's Creed already? Holy crap. And I make that connection because other people have said that. There's that bandwagon again. But it's interesting that you mentioned the fact that they're all coming from different studios around the world. And they just happen to be coinciding with different years. Because now I'm wondering, well, Call of Duty is just from the one studio, right?
It's usually, it seems like every year... It's different studios because it's Treyarch, Infinity Ward, Sledgehammer. So
could they be doing something kind of similar then? Or?
They are doing something kind of similar, but in the end, it always comes down to being so. It's hard for me to defend this because most people will say Assassin's Creed games are so similar. But as I've played all of them, they're very different. Whereas Call of Duty, the only thing really that's changed is like a jetpack added in or something. But the
gameplay does remain the same. And I think the gameplay does remain similar in Assassin's Creed. Mm-hmm. But what really changes is the story progression.
Yeah.
Like, you have that plot to all the games that keeps going and going and going. Whereas Call of Duty is like, hey, here's a new campaign plot. Here's something new over here.
Basically.
But hey, it's like little bits of stuff, and then here's a reworked Call of Duty.
Yeah. It definitely feels like a lot of reskin things, I should say. Reskin and then just moving things around like you were saying there. Whereas Assassin's Creed is very similar, but there's the story progression like you were saying. So
well, it's sequels compared to new takes on a game, right? Mm-hmm. Assassin's Creed 1, then 2, then Brotherhood Revelations, and 3. Whereas Call of Duty's like Call of Duty Modern Warfare, and then there's Black Ops, and then there's Infinite Warfare now, and then there's all these other Call of Duties, and they try to have completely different titles with no relation to each other, but then you look at the skeleton and the game is the same, right?
Exactly.
Whereas Assassin's Creed is sequels. It's one linear progression. Yeah, the skeleton remains the same, but everything else is moving forward. Mm-hmm. You know, we're not bouncing around doing different things, trying to be different, to hide the fact that we're the same. It's, hey, yeah, let's keep going with the story. You know, let's keep people involved in the plot.
That's perfect way to sum it up. Yes, you're absolutely right. I think that's basically all I have for my notes on game news and movie news. So what we're going to do now is move to this special little thing I have for Reuben here. Uh-oh. So it's the official tailor-made Assassin's Creed quiz game.
Uh-oh.
So there's a prize. that
Is
I
there
do
a
have.
prize if I get 20% of the questions right?
There could be.
Oh,
There very well could be.
I hope they're very simple. What weapon does Ezio use?
Do you know that?
Guns?
That would work because he actually does use a gun in one of the games.
I know, but it's not right.
It's not right now. It's not the answer I'm looking for, but I would have taken it.
What is the name of the machine that the main characters go into to become assassins? Oculus?
Oh,
Rift?
gosh. Wrong timeline. I have the answer key right here in my hand. I know the answers as long as I hold this and I can look at them.
Oh, maybe you should quiz yourself here.
I'm going to place this here. I don't remember. I have to read at the same time because I don't remember the questions off by heart.
Well, you read it to me.
Okay.
We'll do this as proper quiz style, okay?
Okay.
Here we go.
So question number 1. Only on consoles, how many Assassin's Creed games are there?
On consoles.
On consoles.
Okay, let me go through the numbers in my head here. There's 1, there's 2. Do the ports count?
Ports.
Like they had the
Handhelds?
Vita.
No.
The Vita
Only
one.
on...
The Vita one was ported to PS3. And it's on the collection with 4 and...
Now you're making me have to recount.
Okay, mainline games, I'm thinking about 8.
8?
Yeah.
Okay, name them off for me.
Assassin's Creed, Assassin's Creed 2, Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, Assassin's Creed Revelation, Assassin's Creed 3, Assassin's Creed 4, Assassin's Creed Unity, and I don't remember the other name of the other one, but I know there's another one.
Syndicate?
Syndicate. Yes, that's the one I'm looking for.
Okay.
There are those games right now, big mainline Assassin's Creed games.
Okay. So we're not including ported games.
Okay, so we're
Just
not
console.
including that one port from the Vita that had the female character. Like,
No.
okay.
But you're at 8, and you're sure about 8.
Oh no, you're tripping me out here. I don't think I missed any. There's something.
There could very well be something.
What about the expansion to 4? That was kind of separate.
It was separate, but it's not expansion.
It was a separate game. It's a 9.
It could be.
Oh, no. Because are we counting the side game to 4 as like?
No. That's part of 4.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, Google, come here. No.
Do you want to go with 8?
Give me a hint.
Well, sometimes people, even assassins, can stumble up and turn into a different direction.
Oh no. Oh, there's some other console game I'm missing, isn't there?
Maybe.
Was there an Assassin's Creed Connect or something?
Connect? No,
No.
definitely not. No. If there was a 9th game, there could be. I don't know. Maybe.
Are we
not.
counting spin-offs or mainline games or just? I know your
It's a
question was
mainline.
console. Oh, dang it! What was it? My number is at 8, and there's one game I'm missing, isn't there?
Well, there could be. I don't know. I may have played it. I may not. I may own it. I may not.
I'm gonna say there's 9.
You're gonna say there's 9.
Yeah.
Now, do you happen to know the name of that 9?
Oh no, you got me. Okay. No, I do not.
You don't? Okay. Well, you say 9. I will take 9. I'll be easygoing. It is Assassin's Creed Rogue.
Oh, you know what? Oh. I should have thought of that because I've looked at Rogue in the store just recently, crap.
It's definitely a good game. Because that's the one that came out when Unity came out only on next gen. I thought it was amazing
Yeah.
that they put out a whole new game for people still on the previous generation.
Yeah, that went under my radar.
Yeah, that's usually the one that people forget. So that was
It
kind
really
of a
is.
curveball. I'm
It's
sorry.
the underdog, the rogue,
It is. So, question number 2. Can you spell out Altair Im Al-Lahad?
What?
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Yeah, that was just another curveball I threw in there. So really, question number 2. How many Assassin's Creed games did Ezio star in as a playable character?
As a playable character, I don't think there was a point where we went back. Because I never finished 3, so I don't know if there was like some point where we jumped back to him or not.
Yeah.
I think there was just 3.
Just 3?
Just 3.
Yes, you are right.
Okay, good.
You remember that from the trilogy earlier?
Well, yeah, there is a trilogy. That's good. That's a good point.
Question number 3. Which Assassin's Creed game first introduced multiplayer?
3.
3?
Oh, no, Revelations.
Revelations.
Brotherhood. Brotherhood, because there's the Brotherhood. You got the whole... Yeah, it was Brotherhood.
Yes, you're right.
So those are the ones I didn't play, so that's tricky.
No, well, you got that right. That's perfect.
I'm trying to think back, Okay.
So, question number 4. How many console Assassin's Creed games have a number in their title?
Oh, that's easy. There's 1, there's 2, there's 3, and there's 4.
One doesn't have it.
Oh, that's tricky. Okay, there's...
I shouldn't have said that.
You're trying to throw me off here, though. This isn't a fair quiz. 2, 3, and 4. Is that really it? Yeah, it's 3.
You're
3?
right.
Okay,
yeah,
good.
It is 3. What is the full name of the ancient round sphere that we see in the majority of the Assassin's Creed games?
The Apple of Eden?
Yeah, good. Right on.
Be sad if I didn't know that one.
Question number 6. Which Assassin's Creed game introduced naval gameplay?
4. No, 3.
3.
3 introduced it first. I remember that.
Yeah,
I
good
just
job.
barely got to play that part.
You're right. Question number 7. What is the full name of Assassin's Creed Syndicate's twins?
I haven't played Syndicate. Oh, gosh. I think there was Pally Lemois and Mr. Spanklebottoms.
I don't know what Assassin's Creed you played.
Well, that's one I didn't.
Well, I will let you have a pass on that one because that is kind of tough. You wouldn't happen to know their first names by any chance? Or even their last name?
No.
No?
No.
Okay. Well, question number 8. How many Assassin's Creed console games did Desmond star in?
3. No. Oh, see, you've got me looking at the numbers again. Because there's Brotherhood and Revelations, so that adds to 5.
5. You are right. Right on. What was the name of Ezio's inventor, sidekick, and friend?
Leonardo da Vinci?
Yeah, there you go. What is the name of the modern-day Templar organization in the present time?
Man, see, it's on the tip of my tongue.
I can give
They
you
made the Animus. I'm thinking of totally different words right now. It's throwing my brain off.
I can give you a hint.
Yeah,
It starts with an A.
with an A.
It's not Animus.
I know. That's why I would have said Animus.
Animus Industries.
Oh, I know this one. Oh, man. Abstergo.
There you go.
Yeah, that's the word I was looking for.
There you go. Right on. Okay. Question number 11. What assassin or which Assassin's Creed game featured an assassin that was raised by Templars and fell in love with a Templar as well? This is kind of hard.
Rogue.
No.
It's raised by Templars.
This is a pretty difficult question.
My memory's foggy on 1. That didn't happen on 1. He didn't fall in love, though, right? 3?
No.
No? Wasn't 3. I guess I've already guessed. Can't really keep going through the numbers until I get it right.
You keep going.
Are you sure?
I'll give you one more guess. So list off the ones that you already named, because you know those are out of the question. And just think of the ones that are left that you know for sure probably it would be.
This is where you play as this assassin, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's probably one of the newer ones that I haven't played then. Unity?
Yes.
Oh, hey.
Yes, it was Unity. Good guess.
I'm going by the name because it's kind of like a romantic name. Unity, you know?
Yeah. Arno was raised by Templars, and he fell in love with a Templar. It's a very sad romantic story. So, our next part of this quiz is which Assassin's Creed games featured which playable characters? So, which assassin was in Assassin's Creed Unity? Altair, Ezio, Connor, Edward, Shay, Arno, or Jacob?
Arno?
Yes. In Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag, was it Altair, Ezio, Connor, Edward, Shay? Edward. Assassin's Creed 3.
Connor.
Assassin's Creed 2.
Ezio.
Assassin's Creed 1.
Altair.
Assassin's Creed Syndicate.
Jacob.
And Assassin's Creed Rogue.
Whichever name was left on that list.
Shay Cormac. You nailed that 110%. That is awesome. So, you got 1 right. You couldn't spell Altair in Alahad, so that's kind of a buzzkill.
Well, I'm just going to think like some swirly letters and some dots and circles.
There were a good few dots in his name. You got that one right. I think you only got 2 wrong, so basically you got about say like 95%.
You gave me a pass on a couple of them. Let's say 80, 85.
85%.
Yeah.
So you did pretty good. And you know what? I got this special prize here.
I get a prize?
You do. I have one of these guys. I have 2 of them.
Oh, yeah.
I have one packaged already, and then I have one
go
out of the package.
in there to throw Yugi's cards off into the fish tank.
There you go. So you can, throw Yugi's cards in the fish tank with Arno Dorian there. He won an awesome Arno Dorian action figure, ladies and gentlemen.
Yay!
Yes.
And it's got a hidden blade that I will attach to his wrist and put up against everything else in my case. He'll change characters every day, whichever one he's assassinating.
It'll change every day.
Yeah.
Well, luckily, he's got 2 hands, so he can assassinate multiple people at once. He's got a gun, his wrist blade, and he does come with his phantom blade, so it actually is a little crossbow.
He's going to have assassinating 2 people at once with both hands out, and he's going to have a foot up in the air holding the gun. And that gun will be firing at someone else, while his other leg kicks the sword into someone else. And then with his crossbow, it'll be like between his teeth, and he'll just murder.
Quad kill.
Yep. Kilimanjaro. Everyone dead. Gone.
Well, I think you definitely nailed that quiz. That's pretty awesome. And you got a pretty sick action figure there. Todd McFarlane, not Seth MacFarlane, wrong, McFarlane. He's an awesome creator. He does so many other action figures, like you can see there. He's working, I believe, on the Assassin's Creed movie action figures. So there are Michael Fassbender, Aguilar Assassin's Creed action figures coming out. He's got posters that he's worked on. I love the stuff he's got. You can go ahead and just rip that right open. Let the fans hear it.
Yes.
Listen to that opening up of an action figure.
Oh, and that fresh action figure smell.
Yeah. There's nothing like it.
Oh. What if I ham hands it and I just throw it right here and cry in front of the mic?
I don't think it would bug too many people.
Oh.
He was from Unity, so
yeah. Wow, that was harsh. Oh, he needs something sharp to break through that.
His wrist blade.
Yeah. Oh.
So yeah, there you have it. That will conclude our full-on Geeks Creed 4th episode. We got to talk about a lot of awesome content, and our next episode should come out roughly around the time of the movie. We'll not sure at this point if we come out before. We'll probably do it after. Maybe get
depends on how much news comes out beforehand.
It definitely depends how much news. Maybe if another trailer drops, we might do a quick one. I know this podcast is a bi-monthly cast, but anything can happen, ladies and gentlemen. So if we get a ton of awesome, good content like we just did here, we'll definitely pump out another episode. But until then, Reuben's still trying to get Arno out of the box.
I don't like these plastic straps they put in behind everything else. And they've got his hands underneath the plastic, but this is just straight up underhanded tactics here. Yes, I'm sorry, people. I'm excited, and I want a prize. I mean, you would be doing the same thing if you were in my shoes right now. Yeah, oh, he's heavy. I like that feeling. This is when you need it to be a video so we can really show people what's going on here as he comes up to the mic and just assassinates it.
Yep. Arno is now punching the mic right now, headbutting it with his head. He is now part of Geeks Creed. He is an official member. Welcome, Arno Victor Dorian. But yeah, so there you have it. That's everything we got. So until next time, I am Taylor.
And I'm Reuben Olsen.
And enjoy our awesome new outro, and we will see you soon.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for tuning in to episode 4 of Geeks Creed via the GeekVerse. We'll see you in the search bar.